Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but they're back. So today we're going to be doing one of the Image of the Month illustration videos. So this is going to be an illustration that was chosen by my Patreons as part of their rewards. So in October, my patrons asked me to do a Halloween sort of themed palette challenge. So this is using a limited colour palette to do a illustration of some vampires. Not gonna lie, when I got this I was a bit concerned. I've never really done a limited colour palette piece of artwork before, at least not in this sense. Like, I've participated in November, but I've never had to do something like this. So to begin, I was recommended by my patrons to look at a website called colourpod.com to try and find a palette that I wanted to use. And really the website is fantastic. There are loads of palettes, and definitely if I ever did a sort of palette challenge again, I think I'd definitely come back here to have a look at different colour palettes. So originally I was looking at different colours and eventually decided I really wanted to go for something that was definitely Halloween themed, and after going through a few of them I found one that I really liked. I'm always a big fan of like sort of pumpkin oranges and purples as a colour theme, so I thought it would probably be a very good safe choice for me to start with, going with colours that I already like and are used to working with, so once I'd chosen on the palette I could then move on to actually doing the piece. As you see at the beginning when I started here, there was a selection of small pieces of artwork that I collected from other artists. I usually do this as a sort of mood board just to help me sort of get in my mind what I was looking for. So this can be from little bits of different poses to maybe a certain sort of feeling I'm trying to evoke that I'll have there as a mood board and a sort of reference point for me to like draw from anytime I get stuck. Now, at the beginning of this, I decided I was going to go for a very dark purple background with the skin being yellow, but as you can see I very quickly gave up, at least on the yellow skin. I'd originally gone with yellow because we seem to associate vampires with exceptionally pale skin, but I'll be honest, it just didn't really work. So instead I kind of went for the counter view of actually using one of the darker colours to use for the vampire, because again, when you think about it, immediately going for the light skin feels kind of racist, if I'm honest. So actually as soon as I started using the darker skin tone, it started to come together really easily. I changed the dark background for a more mid-tone, which allowed me to really exploit the darker skin tone with the yellow being used to really highlight as an accent for the shoes and the hair. With using orange in the background and then really using the purple and the yellow for the actual illustration for the most part, it actually turned it into more of a contrasting colour scheme, since the yellow and purple are opposite sides of the colour wheel, but also because of tonally the yellow that we have in this palette is actually very, very light, alongside the purple which is tonally a lot darker. What you see at this point is me doing a lot of readjustments. Part of this can be a case of me either changing things because they don't look right, or that I've noticed that I've either painted on the wrong layer or have messed up somewhere along the lines. One of the hardest things with actually colouring this was trying to give the skin some depth, as I was restricted on the colours, and usually for purple I might have used a blue or maybe even a pink to give sort of blush. Whereas in this case I had to use a sort of slightly lighter orange along with the yellow to do a lot more than I usually would, but I'm actually quite happy with how it came out in the end. Moving on to like a lot of the accessories, that was when it started getting a bit more, not complicated a bit, but a lot harder when it came to choosing certain colours, because it was becoming a lot heavy on the purple and it was becoming too heavy on the orange, which then faded into the background. But eventually I was kind of happy with what I managed to get to work. As you may have noticed, I did use the original purple to help sort of give shadow to the hair, but I then altered the opacity. I'm not sure if this is actually cheating or if I was still working to the challenge, but I'll leave that up to you guys to decide in the comments what you think. In the end, at this point, this is all a lot of finessing of the final bits. This is like trimming down sort of the shapes, as well as adding some of the fine lines and then working on the background. Originally I intended on having the moon along with these sort of smoky patterns in the background, but once I added the bats it then just became very complicated, so I ended up taking them out. Good thing to remember, guys, sometimes simple is actually better than overly complicated. Anyway, that's it. I hope you like the final illustration. and having enjoyed this video. So thank you very much guys for listening. This is the time I suppose you should plug to say like and subscribe and join my channel. Hopefully now some more work will be coming out on a semi-regular basis, so see you then guys.